live. We're live. Are you alive? Say hi.
We are live.
We
We
are
are
live.
indeed.
We're
We are
here.
the world. We are its children.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we can make it a better place.
For you and me.
Indeed.
Hmm. It's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true. We can make a better day for you and me.
There
Now,
were
for
so
those of you,
many wonderful stars that participated in that.
oh yeah, yeah, that was a real big event back in the late '80s or early '90s. I
Yes,
don't. Okay, cool. I don't quite remember.
that's when I recall it being too, back then in the day. Old school.
Coffee! Drex said.
Coffee. Yes. Hi, Drac. Hi, Ray.
Hello, everybody. It's
Hi,
us, the
hi,
Lions
Bobby.
Pride.
Hello, Bobby.
Ooh, rocking in the free world. Hell yeah. I like the way you think. So, yeah, we actually have an episode planned for the day. It's kind of loose. I'm still recovering from the last couple of months. Yeah. Oh, man. I'll save that for when the show starts. We're going to talk about the sanctuary for the first section. And then for the last section, we're going to do near death experiences part two.
Cool.
He,
Eric says hi.
Banana Man. And all I have to say to that is ring, 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 banana phone. Doot, doot, ba, doot, doot, doot.
I didn't go there. I went to yes, we have no bananas.
We have no bananas today.
Yes,
That's an old vaudeville thing, isn't it? That goes
I'm
way
pretty
back.
sure. We've got onions and scallions and lots of fresh fruit. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. It was long ago and far away when I heard that song.
And suddenly Cassidy realized there are no lyrics to the Land Before Time theme song.
Oh wow, you're right.
And you said that, and I immediately thought of dinosaurs because it's me.
Are you calling me a dinosaur, Cassie?
No, I just like dinosaurs. Like if you could show, like if they could like do a reboot of Star Wars, but all the people are dinosaurs, I would be so happy.
Mm. Well, I think if I were to go in Land Before Time, I would be Sarah because I always like I leap before I look when I was little. So yeah, that would be me.
You know, it's funny. I actually have a very pleasant story about my family on this one. It was funny 'cause if you ever watch the original Land Before Time.
Well, I should say Sarah for Sarah Tops.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay,
absolutely.
I wasn't like naming a family member. Sorry.
No, 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 it's okay. You'll hear it in a second. You'll hear it in a second. If you watch,
Okay.
if you guys watch the original Land Before Time, the Triceratops Sarah is exactly on the money. My cousin Tony, exactly. Ducky is exactly on the money, like Bunky. And
You
then,
come out now?
yeah, and then I was Littlefoot. Our parents went crazy laughing when we got
Oh,
to see that movie when I was little.
that's funny.
Yeah.
I always loved the reverence of the mother present. I thought that was beautiful. Did I make you cry? I'm sorry.
No, no, I have no words for that. All I can do is chuff in agreement.
Yeah.
Kind of like saying amen if I was from the South.
Hmm.
Hey, Susie. Oof, oof. My voice cracked. Hey, Susie. Yep, still cracking. Maybe I should maybe I should do the voices a little less intensely.
And Eric says ba 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 banana.
Ba ba. Oh. See, I was going with Bob Ram.
I know.
Barbara Ann, actually, not Bob Ram.
Everyone says Barbara Ann. And when they find out it's actually Barbara Ann, they're like, oh, oops.
Okay, I have to come back to this one for a second because Land of the Lost actually hits on some things that are very, very, very relevant to our community. Are you talking about the old TV show Land of the Lost or the new movie with Will Ferrell? Both count.
Haven't seen the new one. Loved the old Land of Lost. Hello, Joseph. Joseph is my celestial sibling. Oh, and we have Kevin Haas here today, too.
Broski!
You get to read this one.
Kevin says, "Sup, bitches? Let the party start. Kevin in the house." You know what? That's perfect timing because we're about to start. All right. And let me know how you guys like the new intro.
If you love me, why did you go away? I can see it, I can see it, I can see it, I can see it all. I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it all. It keeps repeating, it keeps repeating, it keeps repeating, it keeps repeating on.
Hello, and welcome to Coffee Time with the Lion's Pride, with your host, Cassidy Lightwing, the Lion. And I am Kristin Harding. Welcome to our show.
Hi, guys. So, for first things first, before I forget, because y'all know how I am. First comments today go to Drax with evening coffee. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be the same sentence or like different statements, but either way, it works.
Coffee good all the time.
And then we've got Ray behind the scenes working with us. As always, Ray. Oh my God, he's such a good assistant. Good assistant.
Assistant. Yes.
I'm having trouble with my gut today, folks. Please forgive me.
Good at editing.
Yes. Bobby says, rocking the free world. Agreed. And then Eric says, evening, dad-in-law, banana man. Good evening to you too, son-in-law. If we're going to get like hillbillies, like, good night, Ma. Good night, Paul. If that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen.
The funny part about that is the star of that show's name was Cassidae, the David Cassidae.
Of what?
Partridge Family. Didn't David
Oh,
Cassidae
Partridge
star?
Family. Yes,
Yeah.
but I went to the Waltons.
Oh, I biffed it.
Oh, that's never happened before.
No, I'm normally ever so calm and together. I just wish I was wrong a little more often.
You and me both.
Okay, Drax says the old TV show regarding Land of the Lost.
Yes.
All right, cool. And then, bam,
Just
regarding the new intro. Now this part's for you, Robert. Robert Humphreys put together the new intro for us.
It is awesome. It's beyond awesome. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. And I like being able to hear the music a little better. We'll have a voiceover on it soon, but I wanted everybody to hear the music part. The arrangement of the music goes to, of course, Kristin for performing it, but Eldon gets credit for rearranging it for the intro.
He took bitty bits of my song and put them in the right or different order. Not right order for the intro, but a little bit outside of the song, and it was so clever, and I just love it.
I agree. And Drac, I'm a bigger fan of house than I should be, so that statement has a little bit different meaning.
Come on, get happy.
Come on,
Hello,
get happy.
Hello, world. There's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. It's the Partridge Family.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He's singing the theme song, and you didn't catch the musical cue.
Well, I'm not.
But I did.
I was referring to there's a musical episode of the show called House, and that song "Come On Get Happy" breaks him out of his mental trance, and he realizes he's in trouble. So,
Is that also Hugh Laurie, or was he only for television?
no, that was Hugh Laurie as House.
Gotcha.
That's one of my favorite shows.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, he and I are nothing alike.
You would love him then in Sense and Sensibility.
Oh, I love Hillary in general.
He did so beautifully. So did Alan Rickman. It's all full of stars.
Mm.
But when they were way babies.
Hey, Susie, cut. Try that again. Hey, Jelly Bean. So again, for those of you old time viewers, I am having a gut day. This is a gut day, but it's not so bad that we couldn't do the show. For you new viewers, long story short, Corbin Dallas version, I got gored through the gut by something during an exorcism that I did not prepare properly for, and went into all cocky. So like my intestines literally got burst open. It was very, very bad, and I'm still recovering. But I am healing slowly.
And you had some medical assistance to speed the healing not long ago.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Okay, so yeah, okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I got to remember that I should make like a little cheat sheet card that has everything we need for the intro.
exactly. I think I might have suggested that a couple times.
See, I've had
Post-it notes.
I'm not going to continue that joke for my own safety.
Probably wise. Post-it notes used to save me because I would, the simplest things that can escape you unless you get into a completely routine schedule. And
Yeah.
you know what? I've kind of noticed routine schedules, not so much your style.
No. Yeah.
Tatanka?
I
Tatanka?
Tatanka. I operate on island time, which means it happens when it happens. Okay, now I want to address Jilly Bean here. She says, "Wow, I'm your kid, and now I'm sad." You are a special person, but in this case, you ain't special. I screw everybody's names up. I screw Char's names up. I screw Char's name up sometimes. It's the head injury, you know. So don't take it personally, sweetie heart. Sweetie heart? Do
Oh,
you
that's
see
a
what I'm
new one.
talking about, people?
That's a new one. You called me Karen for how long?
What was it, 3 months?
At
Oh.
least. At least. But I was actually pleased because you told me it was a good reference.
Yeah. You got to read that one.
Oh, no pressure. If Cass is the lion and Kristin is the baby platypus, she needs to announce that at the beginning of the show. I said it, so now it shall be done. All righty then. Are we speaking to Lord God King Bufo? Joseph says routine, and I can just hear him going, "We don't need no thinking routines."
I do practice routines so that I can do certain bits, like for example, the Shitty Kitty Dick Scars stories. I have those rehearsed. Oh my God. The
A
Lion and
baby.
the Puggle. The Lion and the Puggle.
Oh,
It's
oh,
happening. It's
oh,
done.
oh, oh. A baby platypus is called a puggle. Oh, I am honored to be called a puggle. Better than a muggle any day.
Yeah, dude. Joseph, thank you for that. That just fits perfectly. The Lion and the
Now,
Puggle.
do you understand why he is my brother?
Starting to get there.
Oh, lightning wit. Rapier wit.
Rapiers are fun. Dracona says, "What's routine besides music in this house? I don't think anything is routine in this house. We just have to surf the
What's
chaos."
routine? And Joseph says, de rien. Merci, mon cher.
Thank you for letting me know you're not truly really sad, Jilly. I appreciate that. I thought I hurt your feelings. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. He says,
De
"Deli."
rien. De rien.
Oh, it's
And I
French.
already said, it means for nothing. And I said, merci, mon cher, which is thank you, my friend, or my dear.
Thank you for letting me know that, because my next thing was to do like a German bit. Darein!
Well, he did spell it a little differently, but that's Joseph.
All right, it's a chopsticks day. I can't find my little falsy cigarette. I don't have anything to fidget with, and it's driving me batshit.
Oh, golly. Oh,
So
should I? Oh, should I? Should I? Does that make you Mr. Fiddlesticks?
yes, I'll take it. I'll take that one. And Shannon just threw something at me.
Oh, incoming. Did you duck? Are you wounded?
I
Do
don't
we
smoke.
need to call paramedic?
Sweetie, I don't smoke while I'm live. Thank you though. So now I have it for after the show. Well, see, and those of you or some of you are in the audience going, bullshit, you don't smoke live. Not anymore. I quit today.
You're good.
Hey, Vic.
We praise good behavior.
Kevin says, caffeine and bad decisions are routine in your house, Cass. Yeah, probably. Especially the bad decisions part. But see, that's why I surround myself with people that don't take my shit, you know? Because, like,
True.
bad decisions are like my brand.
And then we ask you to revisit this and think about it from this angle. And what does it say to you now? And you're like, oh,
oops.
Oh, yeah, that won't work. Okay.
Actually, and the funny part is we have a perfect example of that from just last night. I learned last night that it's possible you guys have been taking the phrase under my knife as a threat.
Well, what else would it be other than a surgical incision or a threat to one's existence?
Okay, under my knife in street slang means I will protect this person. I
Oh,
kill
under
for
your
this person.
hair. Okay.
Under my knife. See,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I gotcha.
Pretend, so
But in
over the knife, under the knife, over the knife, under the knife. So if Kristin, like for example, we're on the street and some guy says, "Hey, Kristin, give me all your hair," and he's got like a gun or something, I grab Kristin, twist this way. The knife is, she is under the knife. She's safe. Do you see?
Mhm.
It's an old street slang. But Shannon pointed that out to me last night while I was talking to Bradley, and apparently people thought I was threatening Shannon. I was not.
Because to me, growing up, to be under the knife would be under the care of a physician or surgeon in an operation.
What
You'd
can I
have to
say?
go under the knife.
90s Oakland slang. I apologize. But no, what that means, so like when I've told people that Shannon's under my knife, apparently they thought I was threatening, but no, I was. But I wasn't threatening Shan. It was,
Gotcha.
you're gonna back off of my girl or I'm gonna cut you. And
Gotcha.
then you're done, son.
But that's what Urban Dictionary is for. And
Exactly.
this grandma looks stuff up. I looked something up today. Somebody said to me, because of the hats that I had knitted for my children,
Mhm.
they kind of look a little like thugs. And somebody was teasing me and made the comment and said they look like they shopped at the OG outlet for sure. Well, I'm like, what on earth? So I had to go to Urban Dictionary and type in OG to figure out that it was original gangster.
Is that what that means?
That's what that means.
I may be too much of a stoner. I thought that meant organic grow.
Nope.
Okay.
Original gangster.
Hmm.
So to shop at the OG outlet meant that he was a thug.
I guess.
But he's really not. He's got a great job and a wonderful family. So
Now, Eric, I've been waiting for a minute to do this. Du hast SIGs. There we go. That's for all you Rammstein fans out there.
you have 6?
No, dude, SIGs.
Oh, you have 6. Okay.
Incidentally, though, that means du hast mich means you hate me, and he's the singer's talking to God. So,
Oh.
like, yeah, just the point of that song is like this guy has experienced so much pain, he no longer even cares for heaven. He just wants it all to burn. That's why you hear that angelic,
Mm.
oh, and then he goes 9.
Well, everybody knows 9 means no.
Well, yeah, that one's kind of easy. Mon chéri is the male version if you're a man. Oh yeah, yeah. What do you use for me? Uh-huh. Ooh, got you now.
That depends on who's addressing you. Puis-je présenter mon femme?
All right, cool. I will see you soon, Kev. I love you, bro.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
what about me? She says, I don't know. What about you? I love you too.
Oh, I think asking if Julie would be under your protection, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Duh.
All of the Lightwing kids are under the knife. And again, that is not a threat against that. It is a statement of protection. I want to stop using it because it's caused trouble. But
Right. You can easily say you are under my protection. Just like the doctor.
I always thought that sounded so pompous.
Well, it is. But so what? If you got it, flaunt it.
I need to get a pompadour now.
Madame de Pompadour.
Oh, God. Nah, I think Lord Dr. Pizza McWeed will do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
He says French doesn't have gender neutral variations like Spanish and German does. Also, I think I got it wrong. You use mon cher if you're talking to a man.
Mon cher is the masculine. Ma chère, ma chérie is the feminine.
See, but the thing is, right, I'm not gender neutral. I'm both. Oh. Not fully functioning, but y'all get the idea. So
you're more. That's all that anyone needs to know. More than meets the eye.
Transformers. Robots from the skies. Yeah, Autobots roll out. Yeah, the funny thing is, I really do mean that.
We're secretly not star seeds or EBEs. We're secretly AI, right?
Yeah, we're actually Transformers. See, if you get a magnet too close to my head, I'll start like spitting out truths. Yeah, true story. Ow. Wrong pinky. All right. So first subject of the day for part 1. I wanted to talk a little bit about the sanctuary, and this is a good time if anybody has questions, ask them. All right. So there's been a bit of a mix-up, I should say, caused directly by my aunt Shelley Berryman, where she's going around saying we're trying to build a cult compound for the end of the world, and no.
There's about as much truth in that as about. I mean, there's maybe a grain of salt truth in that, because certainly it would be open if the end of the world came and we were safe and people came to us. We wouldn't say no.
Right.
But that's about it.
Yeah. No, it's not about the end of the world thing or anything like that. I do admit, if we can get the budget going the way I want to and we can build the facility exactly like I want to, it will be EMP shielded. But that's not because of nuclear bombs or anything. It's because when the sun gets cranky, our devices blow up, But yeah, there's not going to be a compound or anything like that. The idea is, and I want everybody to understand, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have been in social groups that had the same exact dream at one point. Like, man, we should get some land and build a commune. It's just one of those. So the idea is to
but not a commune.
No, not a commune. Depending on how much.
Not a cult.
No, not a cult either. I'm wrong too often to be a cult leader guy.
Thank you for admitting that. That's sweet. That took some humility. Good for you.
I don't see how.
It shows that you're not a cult leader.
Oh yeah, fair enough. So the idea is, depending on how much land we can get, and that's going to depend on how much monies we can gather by April. I think I used that word right when I said monies, because it's different amounts, different money coming from multiple places. Right? Am I correct?
That would be correct.
Cool. So depending on how much we can get together, we're looking at a couple of different plots of land that are absolutely ideal for our purposes. Now, the reason why these plots are still available is because it's completely unworked land. Nobody wants to deal with that, but that's perfect for us. That's exactly
Mhm.
what we want.
Mhm.
So one section of the sanctuary will be what we're calling the village, and we're using Drac's word for that one because Drac was the one. That's again, no compound, no fences, no secrets, just a bunch of people tired of dealing with the madness. We'll also have the farm. I don't
And
know
if
about
you've
anybody
seen
else.
the village, if you've seen the village, like I have, no
Different,
monsters.
different kind of the village. We're not doing the village, Morty. So now I don't know about anybody else, but I've got farming in my blood. I need to farm things. I have a love of growing things, especially when those things are weed.
You've seen when I pan around my living room. I
Mhm.
have a few plants.
She's got a thumb so green. She's got outdoor trees in the living room. And I'm not sure if they're in pots or if it's in like a portal to the elemental plane of life or something. I don't know what's going on.
They're in great big huge pots that take two people to move.
I guess because trees on the inside is not right, man.
Oh, come on. It's just a few. I have a dwarf tangerine tree that's almost 8 feet tall. And I have a hibiscus that's 7 feet tall and over 20 years old. I have a tangerine tree. I think I said that. I have a lemon tree. And we have some dragon palms that are, oh my goodness, they have to be 22 years old.
Hmm.
So they like me for some reason. And I have to admit, some of them came from funerals because it just seems such a waste to me to throw away these perfectly good plants and flowers that people spend a fortune on. And so they came to me and they stayed. I
They
take
say
in
what?
plants. They stayed.
Oh, stayed. I thought you said they said, and I'm like,
Nope, they stayed.
now, Bobby, I want to answer that. He says, "Is it anybody's business in the first place, my brother?" No, no, it isn't. But the thing is the only way this can work is with complete transparency. So I'm letting
Hmm.
everybody know. And the thing is, if I don't speak up, then the only person talking about it is going to be my Aunt Shelley telling people and making a doomsday cult.
Yeah.
So, you
I
know,
would never be part of a doomsday cult.
so like I said, we got the village portion, the farm portion. Yes, we will be farming weed, but also crops. Like I said, I can't help it. It's in my blood. I've told you guys before. I mean, most of my family's artists. The rest of them were farmers. You know,
Hmm.
so it's just. But the most important segment, in my opinion, is the part that the sanctuary officially, which is going to be like a spiritual wellness place, meditation zones, uh, sky watching.
Healing.
Yes, that's where the organite chambers that I'm going to be building will be. That part is completely open to the public. That
Hmm.
part, like you can just come. You know, you don't even have to make an appointment. So yeah, that's why Drac's saying it's open to everybody. And you're right, it's none of anybody's business except for ours, but we must counter the rumors, and also complete transparency is a must, because otherwise,
And to answer this question, I don't know if this is Vic or not, but my understanding is it's in Colorado, right?
yeah, oh yeah, all the plots of land we're looking at are in Colorado. Some are more close to the mountains than others. The one that I'm looking at, the one I hope we can get, it looks just like the land from this old movie called Far and Away. And it's got like a little stream and the trees, and it's, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And it's still on the market because nobody wants to haul boulders and shit.
Hmm.
We'll do the work. So, like I said, it'll all depend on how many or how much money's
Many hands make light work.
right. So with yeah, whereabouts? Oh yeah, okay.
Oh,
So
I already said that. Dracona says, I'm easy. I need an internet and coffee and a decent kitchen. Yeah, yeah. That's about what I need to.
Well, I'm not sure how much everything is going to cost, but we can get power and whatnot anywhere out here. It just takes a little bit of doing. And I'm
Mhm.
learning that things don't cost as much as I thought they did. Like I used to think the trip to Egypt was going to cost millions and millions of dollars. And no, it's barely thousands and thousands of dollars, you know?
Mhm.
So I'm in kind of a hopeful position. Like, who knows what we're going to be able to accomplish, especially once the channel starts to get rolling. We're coming up on you, Gaia. Watch out. We're coming. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably get satellite internet up there or something. We'll figure something out. But I mean, at first, I don't think anybody's going to want to live out there until we get some, buildings. So, like, we're going to
Okay.
stay.
There's this thing called an RV.
True. Bobby says they will label it a cult. Their brains are too small to see the dream. That's cool. They're welcome to label me a cult guy. I've been tolerating it for how long? Patience and love solves all these issues, But yeah, that's why the transparency. Off the I think we just tried to click this thing. You click.
Great mind.
Oh, that is going to be as off the grid as possible while maintaining transparency with the government, which is going to be tricky. The trick on that one is, and believe it or not, I actually already have this is already in the works. The plan is to get it declared sovereign land, like a reservation.
I
And
like
believe it or
that.
not, oh, I'm glad you like that.
I like that.
So, like I said, it'll be off the grid, but at the same time, we have to allow them to keep track of us. You see,
There's this thing called a bob kitty. It's smaller than a bobcat. It's really called a bob kitty.
the Bobcat
And it,
machine, right?
and it will move those rocks and boulders.
Yeah, we can rent stuff like that.
We just have to feed it this stuff called gasoline.
The black liquid. Actually, isn't gasoline like pink or something?
It's kind of rainbowy because I've only ever seen it like splash on the snow. But I would say more of an amber.
Fair enough. Raymond has a very good point. It will not be a new slab city either. It will be built up and have things like plumbing and electricity. Yes. I think the method we're probably going to go with for the initial domiciles and buildings is we're probably going to rent one of those 3D printers, have it build a couple of cement buildings, just to start with.
All right. The University of Maine, I believe, was printing those sort of houses eco-friendly, and they are, I believe, using them for student housing.
Yeah, and they really are. And there's lots of other methods you can do too. There's lots of ways to build these what we're trying to build with zero footprint. There are many ways, and especially since a lot of the people we have with us are kind of like scientists and such. Like, for example, I could do a whole show on the benefits of building your house out of cement and old Pepsi bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weedcrete, you use hemp and concrete.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that, but that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of ways. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's just at this point, it's a matter of getting everything set up to go in time, before the disasters I am worried about begin to happen. But again, this is not a doomsday thing. Keep in mind, the world is going to go on.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
That's
in Hebrews, God said, "I will never leave you or forsake you."
right. So we're not talking like preppers or any of that crap. It's just I need to be away from people. I need to be away from things. Hi, Kitty. A lot of you are awesome, truly, but it's these street creatures.
My southern stepmama would call those critters.
Yeah, there you go. The critters out there. The people that you meet when you're walking down the street. The people that you meet each day. Here's Stabby Joe.
Or the trolls,
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, people are always going to try to put you down.
Oh yeah, but I'm not worried about people calling us a cult. I'm worried about the government prosecuting us as a cult. There's a big difference. But that's why we'll share that meme. Yes, you're right. You got us. We're a cult. We brainwash people into thinking for themselves,
Shame on us.
right? So I don't mind people calling us a cult.
Please
I just want the
find the
government out of our
truth.
business.
Find the truth that resonates inside of yourself and follow your own light.
Exactly. But that's why the sanctuary, the spiritual center that's called the sanctuary, that's why the sanctuary is open to everybody. And like I said, telescopes, meditation pads, the organite chambers, things like that. With a big enough budget, I'd like to build like a permanent sanctum, a permanent sanctum, like with inlaid runes of gold and all that, like the whole 9 yards.
That's where I'm seeing the gold cladding. Okay. Gold cladding for some reason kept popping into my mind. I'm like, what on earth would we need that for?
Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah, I hope that gets the idea across. I don't know how much everybody in the audience is familiar with like the benefits of building a sanctum out of like copper. It gets even better if you can do it out of gold. And you literally just need the barest thread. It's not like you need 20 pounds of gold.
Mm.
You just the barest thread is enough.
It's almost like wiring it.
Yeah, Ray, I lived through Waco. I remember my dad. I watched every step of that. You and I have had very, very serious, deep talks about Waco, Ray. I just don't know if you remember. Wait, that's probably why you're saying it. Duh.
I'm old enough to remember Jimmy Jones and the Kool-Aid.
I just heard about that. I heard about that through Concrete Blonde. They did a song about it called Jonestown. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. And then I looked into it and turned out it was a real guy. I was like, oh. My dad didn't teach me about him. You would think he would
I
have.
wonder why. Because there's a few, like similarities between the teachings of a cult master and your father. Maybe?
So maybe keeping me ignorant so I couldn't cross-reference this shit and realize where I was.
Exactly.
Okay, no, that can track. But he had already lost me. He lost me at Return of the Jedi.
I know.
You know.
You're not my father.
Vic says more like a refuge. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can just imagine, okay, here's how I imagine it. And please find the harm in this because I have yet to. But if you could imagine it like, it's the last day of summer camp and everyone's around the campfire and they're just hanging out and they're happy because they just spent a week in the most beautiful place. That's what we're trying to create.
Right. And when Vic said refuge, that really put a fine point on it because part of the reason why we're doing this is for Mary Frances. She needs a refuge. She needs safety. And I'm not going to say names because I know people are sensitive, but you know who you are out there that are in a mobile situation without a permanent domicile. And yes, it is for you too, even though you tried to run me over with your truck. Okay. And he knows who he
Is
is.
it an alien?
A little bit. I'm just saying.
Oh man, I bet you just about fell over when you saw that then.
No, I deny it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. $1.
And we don't want Jim Jones either. Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be like we're not building a church. Actually, put a pin in that. We're building Kristin a church. It's a virtual church. We're not that. This is not going to be like you have to go to church on our land and pay the offerings for the serpent gods to come play Dungeons and Dragons. It's nothing like that. Although I'll do the jokes.
It's the church of everybody. It's just I get to find the Bible verses because there's some cool ones, and once you read them, it changes your outlook on what's going on.
Agreed. But speaking to the facility that we're talking about building, within the sanctuary, again, this capital S, the sanctuary, this is the spiritual wellness center. if we design it properly, anybody of any religion should be able to connect to their faith. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Spiritual freedom, wasn't that what America was supposed to be built on?
exactly. Bingo with a bullet. Ruby Ridge, am I allowed to say that? Dude, this is my show. You can say whatever you want. I don't care about YouTube. Oh, YouTube might demonetize us. Oh no. Our money comes from elsewhere.
I'm like, no big loss because we don't make anything.
Yeah. Now, but
I
Ruby
am
Ridge,
not familiar with Ruby Ridge. Please go into.
I'm afraid I'll get it wrong.
Okay,
But
Bobby can correct us.
yeah. What about snake-filled pits? Okay, well we can have a diorama of a snake-filled pit, and we can have a pet snake that's in the diorama of the snake-filled pit. I'll go that far. No traps, no nothing. But yeah, the Ruby Ridge situation, if I remember what Ruby Ridge was, that's exactly why I've been maintaining absolute governmental transparency through every stage of this. We've got all of our licenses and everything in order, so, but I don't, if Ruby Ridge is the incident that I remember, no, we don't want another Ruby Ridge at all. So essentially the whole thing, it'll be self-sufficient, but it won't be like a compound. Free to come and go as you please. Say what you please. Believe what you please. Just don't hurt anyone else while you're here.
No darkness, please.
Exactly. No drama. So yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ray. He labeled it and everything. Now, for the future, can you see if you can get the link under the label? It
Let's
might not.
click
It
on
might not
it
be
and
allowed.
then copy.
It might not allow him to do that. But
Mhm.
give it a bash. So yeah, if there's any questions about the sanctuary, please let us know. This is a completely transparent project. And again, it's not a cult thing. It's not you can think I'm completely crazy. You don't have to believe anything to come and just chill, or if you find yourself homeless and need a place. So now that, by the way, also leads to another factor that I had to clear up with the people on the higher ups and whatnot, because one of the things that people will do is they'll build a commune and then invite homeless people. Yeah, you can live on the commune and then make the homeless people do work. That's not.
Oh, no, that wouldn't go well.
Yeah, that would not fly over. That doesn't get past Cass.
Yeah. I think everybody would have chores, that would be suited to what they could do the best, so that no one would be bored ever. But other than that, no.
Yeah. Now, Vic, I wouldn't say just constant positivity while you're there, because a side effect of healing is an unleashing of the negative energy, and it gets nasty.
Yeah.
Really good example of that. And if any of you ever want to visit East City Ranch, that first when the healing starts to take effect, when it's working properly, that first part is always brutal because all these underlying hurts come up and vomit out. You
Yeah.
know, so we can't just say relentless positivity. But we will have things like a scream. One of the things that I want to build is obviously orgonite chambers, but imagine an orgonite chamber that's a scream chamber. Do you
Primal
guys know what a scream
screaming.
chamber is?
Primal screaming is very therapeutic.
Hmm. You go in there, you scream and cry and cuss and do whatever you got to do, because
Mhm.
healing hurts, especially emotional healing. And if we build the center correctly, just by nature of being near it, the healing vibrations should be helping
Mhm.
if
But
we do it right.
the other side of the light has darkness, and we have to own that part of ourselves that support our light, because we're yin and yang. We're not all positivity. We're not negativity. We're a good mix, all of
Right.
us. I mean, if we were all positive and happy little campers all the time, there wouldn't be any war, would there?
Exactly. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite work in this 3D world without the corresponding technology. Therefore, we must build it.
Yeah. I am friends with Cassidae, and he has Bigfoots.
Oh God. Touche.
I had to knit a couple pairs of slippers so far. So
Yes, Bobby, animals too. At the very least, pigs and chickens. Very least chickens, actually. You have no idea what chickens can do. If you let chickens do their thing, you know, they can provide many benefits to the soil. So yeah, and obviously pigs. Um, the thing is I'm a little torn on pigs. Pigs are sentient. They're
mhm.
sapient. So I have a problem with eating pork, but I love it so much.
That's it. That is a quandary. I remember a friend saying, "I don't know if I can eat something that's smarter than I am." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I looked down and there's bacon, and I went, "Really? Pigs are smarter than humans?"
Believe it or not, in some ways, yes. But, but that goes back into ancient human lore. I'll tell that story in the future on Midnight Symphony. But yeah, we're to me.
And not as a loophole or anything, but you know, pork being forbidden in Leviticus, my love for bacon, I tried to find out, I guess I should say, I tried to follow those laws to the letter. But then it was brought to my attention they were talking about wild boar, not domesticated pigs like we
Yeah,
always know.
pigs we have today didn't exist back then,
No.
but the like trichinosis and shit did.
Yes.
So, but that's why
And
Leviticus.
they didn't have refrigeration,
But that's why I keep saying Leviticus is less a holy set of commandments and more a guidebook for living in the desert.
right?
It wasn't. You gotta understand. Even the Hebrews didn't take Leviticus that serious. Those were not the compact with God. Those were man's rules, and they got the difference. So yes, definitely animals. If we can get the plot that I want near the mountains, there will be plenty of hunting game, which will be very good for Cassidy.
Only on pizza and eggs Benedict.
Dude, I like Canadian bacon. I
And
don't
the
know if
movie was hilarious.
that was John Candy, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Now, as for that one, um, that's going to be up to Uncle.
Mm.
That's going to be up to them. Now, I can't tell you guys since I'm allowed to talk about this stuff now. Finally, do you have any idea how hard it was keeping this crap under my chin or close to my chest? Wait,
Yes.
yeah, that one.
Yes. Loose lips sink ships.
Yes. So the one of the next steps, depending on exactly what the board decides to do, is a series of documentaries. And one of those is a new way to try to hunt Bigfoot. We're going to do something that I've never seen anybody do before. Well, I haven't seen white people do it. I've seen Native Americans do it, and it works. So what we're going to do is try to contact Bigfoot on Bigfoot's terms, and we'll see
It's
how it
about
goes.
time.
Right? Same with the skinwalkers. So yeah, basically all the things we've talked about are beginning to happen. So, and that all relates to the channel. So when it goes live, subscribe. For the price of a single cup of coffee, you can support our work, allow us to do better and better shows, and get some pretty darn good content. Because it's
Right?
not just us on there either. It's everybody. I still can't wait to see that paranormal cooking show. They won't even show me clips. They're like, nah, you gotta wait. But I'm the editor. We're editing
No
it ourselves. Go!
surprises for Cassidy. By the way, guys, Cass hates surprises.
They may make me a little unstable.
Mhm.
Skinwalkers, yay! Yeah, I don't know what it is about the skinwalkers, but one of the things that I am supposed to be doing for my tribe is contacting the skinwalkers. But they seem to be terrified of me, and I don't understand why.
Hmm.
But yeah, but
You-
those of you from the old group back in Modesto, you'll remember, especially ask the Silver Drakes. There was in fact a local group of skinwalkers, not role playing werewolves, but like religious skinwalkers in the Bay, and they gave me such a wide berth, it was unreal. And I kept asking to talk to them, and they're like, "Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm."
you don't resonate as human to them.
Well, duh. I'm not saying duh at you. I'm saying duh at them. What do they expect?
That's why they gave you a wide berth.
Uh, I don't get it. But either way, maybe it was just that one group. Who knows? We'll find out. So lots of projects are coming. I'm hoping we can get that, like the Lightwing family caravan going still. I mean, just because Char won't be physically there doesn't mean, you see what I mean? So, there's lots of options. We can basically do anything we want. And
Right?
that is the promise of Nisara.
Sky's the limit.
Now, would you do us a favor and tell the people what Nisara is about? And I realize I just right hooked it into an unexpected point, but I realize this really is a good time to talk about Nisara. Really.
Well, the technical definition of Nasara, as I remember it, is the National Economic Security
Uh,
Act.
right.
But the spiritual feeling of Nasara is that there would be no more money. It would be a barter system again. It would be much more basic system, and everyone would, have a home, have work what they could, but they would never want for anything. It's almost like socialism on steroids.
I would not go that far as to call it socialism, because socialism has some pretty serious issues. And I'm not
Including
anti-socialist, folks.
steroids. When you're on steroids, it like puffs it all the way up and makes it amazing,
Right. Now, my interpretation of the whole thing is freedom.
Yeah.
And my favorite example of the fact that Nisara, keep in mind, we call it Nisara because it coincides with this freaking bill that's supposed to happen, but we're talking about a spiritual revolution of how economics works in this universe.
Right.
And it's already begun. And my favorite,
Anybody who's ever thought about it, do you really think we were put here just to work 8 to 12 hours a day until we die?
no.
No.
So my favorite example of this phenomenon in action is a musician by the name of Tom MacDonald. Whether you like rap or not, you have to admit, like, he took advantage of the lack of YouTube. Basically, you don't need the RIAA anymore to get your music out. You don't need Penguin Publishing, Penguin House Publishing.
Penguin.
Okay. There used to be Penguin Publishing and Random House Publishing. They made a merger, and all of us writers were like, please, God, rename yourself the House of Random Penguins. But they didn't. It's Penguin House. So you don't need publishers anymore. You can do your stuff on the net. The point is that the spirituality of economics is being decentralized. And that's one of the reasons why all these elites and whatnot are freaking out. You don't need them anymore. They need you.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, like I said, I now realize it was a hard left, but it popped in my head that, no, this is a good time. This is what we're talking about, is Nasara in action. We've built this from the ground up with the sweat of our brow and the blood of our feet.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that phrase is, we built it ourselves, as a family, as a para family.
Good one. Bobby
So,
says fundamentally it is socialism, yes. The problem that I have discovered, though, with socialism is that nobody wants to be treated equally. They all want to be the best and have the most.
right. Socialism only works when everybody's on board. If even one person is not on board, it all falls apart. And the reason why socialism hasn't been, like, they like to say true socialism hasn't been tried. The reason why is because people keep backstabbing each other too fast.
Right.
Jordan Peterson does a talk about this. It's like, you got to realize, if you're going to rise up, to be the leader of something, there's 10 guys behind you with knives waiting to go in your back.
Right. Et tu, Brute.
Right. And the thing is, a socialist system cannot be built by someone who doesn't think like a socialist. But if you think like a socialist, you're not watching for the knife in your back. So it's like,
That's the problem.
Right,
Not everyone is on the same path. Not everyone has had the same life experiences.
right. The thing is, this problem has been solved on primate worlds before. The trick is introducing their solution to you guys without it sounding woo-woo and hokum.
Would that be the Planet of the Apes?
No, 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 no. In short term, in short, in very, very, very short, the way it tends to be solved on primate worlds is the altruistic people, the one that leads. Like, say, for example, John Lennon. If John Lennon hadn't been shot, he rises up, people follow him. That person gets protected by a separate group of people who are very, very, very violent, who are warriors in their heart and soul, but they're part of a holy order that protects the balance.
Kind of sounds like how the Pleiadians and the Lyrans work.
Fancy that. For those of you listening on iTunes, I'm doing the Dr. Evil thing. So yeah, so like the problem is you can't trust in a world like this that everybody's going to be on the same page. There's always going to be a knife,
Right?
and that's why it's failed so far in many places. That being said, true socialism has been tried and successfully,
Hmm.
but the way these kids are trying to do it, that's not socialism. That's fascism. That they control.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. The extreme left woke, not all woke people, but those extreme left ones are fascists. If you're at home saying, well, you're a turf, so you don't get allowed to speak, Mr. Smashy is my complaint manager. That's
Take it
right.
up, Mr. Yeah, take it up with Mr. Smashy as soon as he returns to the show.
We still haven't found him. We've gone through about
Hmm.
half the boxes in the house, though.
Well, that's a good thing. You've only been there for a minute
We've been busy.
or months. I don't know which.
But yeah, so you're absolutely right. Too often good ideals get corrupted from within by those waiting to put the knife in your back. Exactly. Hence the need for an order of some kind of spiritually directed warriors. And again, that has worked here. I mean, look at those old Buddhist communes that have been there for 1,500, 5,000 years or whatever. It does work as long as everybody's on board and you're willing to adapt to a violent coup. Notice those same monks in those communes. What do they study all day, every day?
The art of war.
Yeah. So it can seem to be a paradox, but it actually isn't, and it is possible. We just have to build it right. But that's not what the sanctuary is going to be. So yeah, the owners of the land are the owners of the land, and we're not going to get stupid. I'm not doing that again.
Doing what again? Getting stupid?
Letting people take what's mine. I'll give what's mine freely, but if you take it, it's your ass. All negotiations ended on July 1st, folks. There will be no more.
Raymond says, actually, America, from what I have read, cracked the code in 1933, and it went good until it was dismantled in the 1980s and 90s.
Right. But the
Hmm.
the protection entities got corrupted from within, CIA and FBI. They were given too much power. But yeah, it has worked for brief periods in America, and America can do it. It's just you got to understand the balance. For the socialist things, like for example, do you like doctors? Then you're a partial socialist. Do you like schools? Then you're a partial socialist. Do you like roads? Then you're a partial socialist. Okay. I think where it crosses the line is where people start to think that they have the right to take from others to make this
Mhm.
happen.
Right.
That's no bueno.
No.
Okay. We don't serve your country, don't serve your king. Know your customs, don't speak your tongue. White man came, took everyone. Not on my watch. Midnight Oil, great song. Poppy!
What's up, brother? What do you think of the 15-minute cities they're trying to apply. Je ne comprends pas.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about the autonomous zones? If that's what you're talking about, I disagree with the autonomous zones. Yeah, yes, exactly, like Shaolin monks. So yes, true socialism can work. So can true capitalism. This does not have to be an either-or situation. See, we can have our own jobs and have our own success and build up our own lives and help the community and set aside enough money for roads and doctors. What's the issue here? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
No,
Crazy pills.
it's just that as as humanity has grown, they've been brainwashed into thinking you had to follow a certain path to be successful.
Right.
And now, with all the quiet quitting that's going on, people are realizing not so much. I do not have to bow to what my grandfather would have said was, oh goodness, the work ethic. As long as you are doing something productive and you can take care of yourself, who cares what it is?
And believe it or not, that even applies to the gender situation. We're going to do a special episode on that fairly soon. I got to check and see what's on the docket for the next episode. But even this, like, again, this even applies to the gender revolution or the identity revolution. Sorry.
Okay.
The point I was trying to make is that the revolution is underway. It's just bloodless. People are finding different paths, and that is their way to rebel. No Boston Tea Party, no fires. Just walk the fuck. Oh, caught myself halfway through it.
Fudgesicles.
Caught myself halfway through it. Just walk the fudgesicles away.
Mm-hmm.
And now imagine little fudgesicles being walked away in handcuffs. Like, no, it tastes delicious.
And Bobby says beds are burning.
Yeah, that's the name of the song I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
By Midnight Oil.
Did we ever get more information on what a 15-minute city is?
Nope, I'm still waiting. I'm kind of like I think what we're doing right now is like killing time until Poppy answers.
Okay.
So, are you sure, Ray? I'm pretty sure it was Beds. Yeah, Dead Heart's a different song. Very also good, like equal to Beds Are Burning. It's like I'll often listen to Beds Are Burning and then Dead Heart back to back. Like sometimes it seems like the same song. But I was doing Beds Are Burning. Boy, I almost said motherfucker.
Ooh, you just did. I heard it. Did you guys hear it? I heard it.
I don't. Yeah, somebody's saying something. I don't know what's going on.
It was the puggle.
I can't get over that. Oh God, I can't wait to tell Kevin. He was already gone. He already left by the time. Oh God, I can't wait. He's gonna love that. You know what? I bet you we could get like a plushy baby platypus from the Denver Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be an excuse to go to the zoo.
I love it though that baby platypuses are venomous.
Yeah. Little venomous claws. And just when you think you understand nature, bam, something new is discovered in Australia.
Yay.
By the way, we're just playing off the meme of Australia that everything's poisonous. It's not really like that. Australia is a very, very beautiful place. Yeah. Katie. When Katie speaks, I listen.
Oh. 15-minute cities are the latest diarrhea to be spewed. I think she means from Davos.
Davos.
Mm-hmm.
Davos.
I won't give him the right to sound like Davros. So.
Davros tastes like lemon flavored chicken with peppers.
Davros,
and for those of you who pay attention, the Davros group. For those of you who are paying attention, yeah, I just admitted to something.
Did somebody go on a little lion hunt?
let's just say in the dreamland, I might as well be Omni-Man.
Oh, here we go. Roman says a 15-minute city is a city that is walkable.
Yeah, okay.
You can go to the store, the restaurant, etc. within 15 minutes of your house. That is how the European cities were set up before World War II. Many still are, conveniently. They are all poor. And they have the WEF, and they say the WEF doesn't rule over everything.
Right. See, now I was imagining, not imagining, radial cities is what I call those. So I didn't understand the 15-minute city. What the fuck? I've never heard it called that. But no, I've heard they're trying to do that, and that's a bad thing. That is insanely crazy, power hungry, crazy, uh, megalomaniacal. That's the word I was looking for. It's extremely megalomaniacal. Now, when you combine the radial city concept with the fact that everything is run on electricity, which they can just shut off, folks,
Yeah,
it's time to
not so
rage.
much. Right, not so much.
It's not time to draw blood. Hopefully, it'll never be time to draw blood, but it is time to not be nice. Roadhouse.
Take it outside.
Katie says you can't go outside your city. Yeah. And I hate to go with shameless promotion, but I want to point out that it was in my book. You know, in chapter 1, the vampires in question have to deal with the checkpoints between states and whatnot. It's all coming down. It's all happening, just like in my book,
Mm-hmm.
except bats instead of not. I got in my book it was pigs.
Cookie jar. Who stole the cookies in the cookie jar?
Not me.
We're getting overtime, dear.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I think that has to do that finishes it up. I'm sorry about the hard left into Nasara. It seemed like a perfect opportunity, and I'm glad I did it. I stand by my decision.
Well, I think the technical definition of Nasara Jasara. Nasara would be the National Economics and Social Reformation Act, would be Nasara, and then Jasara would be global. Same thing. So it would be a reform and a reset, a global reset of the currencies.
Yeah, which honestly wouldn't be such a bad thing if done properly, but they're not going to do it properly.
Of course not.
Exactly right. I think that's where I got the name. In the world of dread, all the remaining humans in the world are confined to these mega cities that are big, round shaped mega cities that just go up and up and up and up and up. So, yeah,
You.
I think that's where I got the word radial cities from. But it's not a new concept at all. That they've been trying to do this one since I think at least the 70s, maybe even before that. But yeah, hope is coming, and watch the Davros group. Just keep a little peeky see on the news stories revolving them. And
Is
the
it
answer,
Davros or Davros?
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's me.
Davros is the inventor of a very bad race in Doctor Who.
Oh,
Okay, that's why I'm like, are you? Which one are you saying?
no. The Davros group is a group of rich guys who think that they're rich enough to play God.
Oh, foolish mortals.
Oh yes. And if I were on his boogie list, I'd get out of town.
That's a good place to end it.
Hope is coming.
So, is that all enough for now, dear light? Do you have anything more you'd like to say?
Drink your Ovaltine.
And we'll have the answer to the decoder this next week.
She got it. Not,
Yes, I did. I saw that movie.
no,
And I'm old enough to know what Ovaltine is.
hey, they still sell it. Ovaltine's yummy. And this is
Awesome.
not a paid sponsorship. Although Ovaltine, dude, give me a jingle. I'll catch you on the jangle. On your mark, number 1.
That is all for now, dear lights. Thank you so much for joining us. Never forget that you are amazing. You are loved. Be well. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye.
That's all the time we have for now, dear lights. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit that like button and share with your friends. We have a great many people to reach, but we are only as strong as our signal. The world can be a scary place, but you don't have to face it alone. We love you, everybody. Be safe out there.